Today we got the top 5 RPGs for the original Xbox. Why am I making this list? Because I think the original Xbox actually had some great games overall, but especially RPGs. It gets overlooked by the PS2, so here's my list of top 5 for the original Xbox. First off, we got Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. You gotta think Final Fantasy X meets Lord of the Rings. It's this great turn-based RPG. The game is a little janky, story's a little slow, but it's still a lot of fun to play. You play as the Nott Fellowship. It's great, tons of fun to play, definitely worth checking out. Next up, we got Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. For me, this was my first taste of Elder Scrolls. It's a lot less handholdy than Oblivion or Skyrim. If you've only played those, it's going to be a bit of a shock, but it lets you go and that's it. You go out into the world and you do things. Definitely suggest keeping a web browser open for you, or I actually had the strategy guide. I totally suggest if you can find one for a couple bucks. I kept it open, played a ton of it. Absolutely still worth playing. Make sure you get the Game of the Year edition so you get those expansions. Blood Moon, great. Build a City, werewolves, fantastic. Next up, we got probably the most underrated game of that entire generation, and that's Jade Empire. Classic BioWare. It's based off ancient Chinese folklore kind of setting, super cool. Like I said, action, RPG, you have different martial arts styles, that classic BioWare story, fun characters. If there's only one of these games that you try playing, make sure it's Jade Empire. BioWare, please bring back this IP. We need more of it. Next, we got the original Fable. Fable made me look at games differently. I remember picking it up, and you start off as a kid and you grow up, you go to your teen years, becoming a hero. It was just so cool and so different, a bit binary with the choices, but a lot of these games were, but so good. A lot of people prefer 2, but number 1, that's my jam. Get it with the expansion, couple bucks more. They remastered it, absolutely worth playing. Take your chance in Albion, especially with them just announcing that new one. Play it before that comes out. Finally, and this list isn't in any order, but this is my top RPG on the original Xbox, and that is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. I don't even want to fathom how many hours I spent playing this game and replaying it. Classic BioWare at its best, semi-turn-based. It's actually based off D&D 3.5, so if you're ever interested in looking into that, that's actually my first introduction to the actual system itself, was playing Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. The twist, infamous at this point, but blew my mind as an 8th grader at the time. This game is now available so many different ways. If you have a chance, pick it up, play it again, play the different settings. It's so good and so worth your time.